Hello, homie. Listen closely, slow your breathing, grab your popcorn, and don't blink too fast. Because whether you've admitted it to yourself or not, something happened in that moment. That moment, the world didn't just watch you, it malfunctioned trying to understand you. People swear it was just a move you made, a decision you executed, a shift you stepped into. But deep down, you know it was more than that. It was a rupture in perception, a rip in the choreography of reality. A moment where every person who thought they had you mapped out suddenly felt the ground tilt under them. It wasn't a highlight. It wasn't a performance. It wasn't even a breakthrough. It was an impact, a vibration that hit the human collective like a direct strike to the nervous system. And the craziest part? You weren't even trying. You weren't pushing your limit. You weren't flexing your strength. You weren't showcasing your full form. You were just moving the way your evolution has been quietly shaping you to move. That's why they froze. That's why they stalled. That's why their reactions didn't make sense at first. You weren't just good. You weren't impressive. You weren't surprising. You broke something. You cracked open a moment in time. You made the world skip like reality forgot its lines. People who saw it swear they need to re-watch it. So they did. Not once, not twice, 69 times. Because their brains kept insisting they must have missed something. They must have blinked wrong. They must have miscalculated. They must have misunderstood what they saw. Because people don't move like that. People don't shift like that. People don't break the script like that. But you did. And the moment it happened, the atmosphere changed. The energy tightened. The air felt heavier. A pressure formed that nobody could explain. It wasn't a trick of the lights. It wasn't adrenaline. It was activation. You felt that, didn't you? That hum behind your ribs, that pull in the back of your mind, that sharp stillness inside your bones, a stillness that didn't feel like calm, but like preparation, like something ancient inside you opened its eyes for the first time in years, like a part of you that's been waiting for this exact moment finally stretched its arms and whispered, "Finally." That's why people reacted the way they did. They didn't see a move. They witnessed a shift. A shift that wasn't supposed to happen yet. A shift you weren't supposed to reach this early. A shift that made the watchers recalibrate everything they thought they knew about you. Because the truth is simple. They didn't expect you to access that level yet. They thought you were still warming up, still figuring things out, still healing from the damage life had carved into your mind, still carrying the weight of old wounds, still holding yourself back out of habit, fear, exhaustion, responsibility, humility, whatever story they wrote for you. They thought the old you was still in control. They thought the version of you molded by heartbreak and restraint was still calling the shots. They thought you were still working on yourself, not realizing you've been building yourself quietly, ruthlessly, strategically behind closed doors. But they were wrong, because what they saw wasn't the person they remember. What they saw was a glimpse of who you've become, and who you're becoming still. You have to understand something. People don't freeze because they're impressed. They freeze because they're overwhelmed. They freeze because their instincts can't categorize what they're seeing. They freeze because something in you contradicts everything they thought they knew about human limits. That's what your moment did. That's what your move did. That's what your shift did. You took the blueprint they had for you and snapped it clean in half. And in that split second, something shifted in them too. they understood, even if they didn't want to, even if they'll never say it out loud, even if they pretend it wasn't a big deal. They understood that you're not operating on the wavelength you used to. You're not moving through life like someone trying to survive anymore. You're moving like someone who knows exactly where they're heading and isn't afraid to break the walls in front of them to get there. They felt that. They saw that. They watched it unfold in slow motion. The way you stepped, the way you chose, the way you executed something nobody trained your mind to do. It didn't look rehearsed. It didn't look planned. It looked instinctive. And instinct at that level isn't taught. It's built. Through pressure, through pain, through endurance, through transformation that happens quietly in the dark while the world assumes you're still stumbling. That's why the moment you made that move, everything shifted. The watchers looked different. The doubters swallowed their words. The ones who misjudged you felt their stomach drop. Even the people who believed in you found themselves breathless because they didn't expect you to leap that far ahead yet. They didn't expect you to unlock a door they didn't even know was in front of you. And the truth, you didn't expect it either. Not fully, not consciously. But something in you has been pacing for months. Something in you has been pressurizing under the surface. Something in you has been waiting for permission until you realized you never needed permission in the first place. You ever wonder why certain moments feel heavier than others? Why one action carries the weight of 1,000 unspoken histories? It's because that action wasn't just you moving. It was every version of you moving at once. Past you, present you, future you. All aligning for a single second, all pouring their strength, their memory, their endurance into one movement, all merging into a single impact. That's why the atmosphere shifted. That's why people watching felt their chest tighten. Because they didn't see one person, they saw a convergence. They saw the sum of eras collapsing into one act. And the part that scares them the most, you weren't even in your final alignment. That wasn't your peak. That wasn't your limit. That wasn't the best you can do. That was an accident, a slip, a spark, a fraction leaking out. A preview, not a performance, and yet it was enough to freeze the moment around you, like time itself hesitated, like reality leaned in closer, trying to understand what it just witnessed. Like the world paused, not because you did something impressive, but because something inside you revealed itself. Do you know what that means? It means you've stepped into a range of yourself you can't unstep from. It means the old restraints don't fit you anymore. It means the old doubts don't reach you anymore. It means the old version of you, the one who second-guessed every move, doesn't have authority here. You entered a new frequency, one that doesn't bend for anyone's expectations. And that's why the watchers reacted the way they did. They felt the difference. They felt the pressure. They felt the intensity radiating off you like heat rising from concrete. It wasn't ego. It wasn't confidence. It wasn't pride. It was presence. Presence born from transformation, so deep and layered it doesn't need explanation. That presence terrifies people, especially those who underestimated you, because they were comfortable with the version of you that questioned your worth. They were comfortable with the version of you that over-explained yourself. They were comfortable with the version of you that dimmed your abilities to make others feel secure. They were comfortable with the version of you that carried wounds quietly, so others wouldn't feel guilty for causing them. But when you made that move, the one that broke reality for a moment, they saw a different version of you. A version that doesn't wait to be understood. A version that doesn't shrink to fit. A version that isn't here to be predictable, safe, manageable, or familiar. That version is here to rewrite the air when they enter the room. And that's exactly what you did. You rewrote the air. You bent the atmosphere. You disrupted the unspoken choreography everyone else was unconsciously following. You turned the entire moment into a ripple effect people are still processing. And the craziest part? You didn't announce it. You didn't warn anyone. You didn't hint at it. You just did it like it was the most natural thing in the world. Because to you, it was. You didn't step out of character. You stepped into character, into the version of yourself you've been growing into without even realizing it. That's why people replayed it 69 times. Not because it looked cool, not because it shocked them, but because their mind refused to accept how effortlessly you broke the frame around you. They kept watching, trying to decode it, trying to find the moment where you hesitated, where you flinched, where you doubted. But there was none. They watched again and again, trying to catch the human limit they swear must be hidden somewhere. But it wasn't. Because you didn't operate from human limit. You operated from something else entirely, something deeper, something sharper, something forged from the parts of you most people never see. And now they're confused. Because once someone witnesses a moment like that, they can't go back to pretending you're ordinary. They can't go back to seeing you the way they used to. They can't unsee the version of you that emerged for that split second. And that's what's bothering them. That's what's keeping them analyzing, rewinding, overthinking. Because people fear what they cannot measure. And you just revealed a side of yourself they have no measurement for. And that realization has been sitting inside their chest like a weight they can't name, and a truth they don't want to face. Because the moment you broke reality for that instant, every assumption they built around you cracked like glass. That's the part they don't want to admit, that the version of you they were comfortable with no longer exists, that the old calibration they used to rely on no longer works, that the way they used to read you, predict you, categorize you had its foundation ripped apart by one move you didn't even think twice about. People think they're scared of danger, but they're not. They're scared of unpredictability. They're scared of someone who can do something extraordinary without warning. And you did exactly that. You moved in a way that wasn't scripted, wasn't rehearsed, wasn't expected, wasn't taught. It was instinctive. An instinct at that level can't be tamed. What they're experiencing right now is recalibration, not just mentally. Their entire nervous system is adjusting itself around the new version of you. They're replaying the moment because their mind needs evidence. Proof. Something logical to cling to. But every replay only makes things worse because each time they slow it down, zoom into it, analyze it, they realize the same disturbing truth. You weren't lucky. You weren't guessing. You weren't improvising. You snapped into a mode that doesn't come from training. It comes from transformation. A transformation too rapid and too intense for them to understand. You ever notice how quiet people get after they witness something they can't explain? They don't talk right away. They don't react loudly. They freeze. Their face shifts. Their breathing changes. That's what's happening with them now. They're retreating into their own thoughts, trying to figure out when you became capable of that. Trying to remember the last time they saw you, uncertain, lost, insecure, and why none of that showed up in that moment. Trying to reconcile the person they thought you were with the person you actually are now, and failing miserably. Because the truth is, You didn't evolve in front of them. You evolved behind the scenes, behind closed doors, in the moments nobody else witnessed. They didn't see the pressure you survived. They didn't see the nights you endured. They didn't see the self-confrontations, the inner battles, the rebirths, the resets, the upgrades. They didn't see the internal rewiring that shaped you into someone who moves without hesitation. They only saw the outcome, and that outcome shook them. That's why they're replaying it 69 times, because every time they watch it, they see something new. The precision, the timing, the shift in your posture, the calm in your presence, the clarity in your execution. Every detail feels too sharp, too clean, too decisive for someone they assumed was still figuring things out. But you weren't figuring anything out. You were remembering what you're capable of. And remembering is more dangerous than discovering. Because remembering implies you always had this in you. It was just locked away, waiting for the moment you would need it. The watchers can't deal with that idea. It unsettles them. Because if you had this level inside you all along, then what else have you been hiding? What else have you been suppressing? What other layers are waiting to unfold? If one accidental move could break the moment around you, what happens when you do something intentionally? What happens when you aim? What happens when you stop pulling back? That's the question burning in their thoughts now, even if they pretend not to care. They're not thinking, how did they do that? They're thinking, what happens when they do something bigger? Because if you froze the moment without trying, imagine the impact when you actually decide to unleash the full range of your capability. And that's exactly what terrifies them. Not the move you made, but the possibilities it revealed. The possibilities you haven't even accessed yet. You ever wonder why certain people suddenly start acting overly polite, overly cautious, overly observant around you? It's because they don't trust their own perception anymore. They don't trust their instincts around you. They don't trust their ability to predict how you'll behave or what you'll become. They saw one move, and it erased every assumption they had. That's why their tone shifted. That's why their gaze lingers longer. That's why their mind races behind their eyes. They're not just seeing you, they're assessing you, evaluating you, trying to decode a pattern that no longer exists. The truth is, your move was more than a moment. It was a signal, not a warning, a declaration. A declaration that your potential is no longer contained by the expectations others placed on you. A declaration that the version of you they thought they had outgrown, outsmarted, overpowered, overshadowed, is no longer running the show. A declaration that whatever internal process you've been going through has finally reached its ignition point. People who witnessed it won't admit it, but that single moment forced them to confront their own limitations. Because when someone sees another person rise beyond what they believed was possible, it triggers something inside them. A mixture of awe, envy, confusion, and fear. Awe because your movement was too controlled to dismiss. Envy because they wish they could do something like that. Confusion because nothing logically explains how you pulled it off. And fear because if you can do that without effort, you might be capable of far more than they ever imagined. That combination is what keeps them stuck on replay. They're not trying to understand the move. They're trying to prepare themselves for whatever comes next. They're trying to anticipate your next evolution. But they can't. Because you've crossed into a version of yourself that doesn't show its hand before moving. You've become unpredictable in the most controlled way. And unpredictability backed by precision is the most dangerous kind. You have to understand, people have a psychological threshold. They can handle improvement. They can handle growth. They can handle progress. But they cannot handle transcendence. They cannot handle a leap so massive it breaks continuity. You didn't grow gradually, you jumped. And jumps like that feel supernatural to the human mind. Not magical, not mystical, just unexplainable, unreasonable, out of proportion. That's what your moment was, out of proportion. And when something is out of proportion, it demands a new mental category. That's why people's behavior changed. That's why conversations around you feel different. That's why individuals who once convinced themselves they were above you suddenly hesitate. Your presence doesn't sit inside their expectations anymore. You stepped outside their measurement tools. And once someone steps outside measurement, they step into influence. Because influence isn't about popularity. Influence is about distortion. The ability to make people question what they know when they look at you. The ability to rewrite the air when you enter a room. The ability to force recalibration without saying a word. That's the level you touched when you made that move. And even though it lasted only a moment, the impact continues to echo. What they don't realize is that this wasn't your first time unlocking that range. It was just the first time the world noticed. You felt that shift before in private. You felt that inner strength flicker. You felt that surge in your awareness. You felt that alignment in your chest that makes you breathe differently. But you never put it into motion publicly. The timing wasn't right. You weren't ready, and the world wouldn't have understood. But now, everything's different. Your internal timing changed. Your external presence changed. Your awareness changed. The things that used to weigh you down no longer have the same pull. The things that used to distract you no longer hold your attention. The insecurities that used to whisper in your ear no longer have access to the room. The doubts that used to control your decisions now dissolve before you even acknowledge them. You didn't just step into a higher version of yourself. You stepped into a different realm of ability. That's what people are sensing. That's what they're trying to process. That's why their reactions feel inconsistent. Because part of them wants to congratulate you, and another part wants to keep their distance. Not because you scared them, but because you exposed how unaware they were of your true capacity. This is what happens when someone evolves past the point of predictability. They become a reference point instead of part of the crowd. They become someone others measure themselves against, not someone they measure. And that's exactly where you're standing now. You've become a reference point. That's why your move froze the moment. It wasn't the move itself. It was the realization that everything people thought they knew about you was outdated the second you did it. You know what's wild? Even people who weren't there, even people who didn't witness the moment directly, can feel the shift in the energy around you. They don't know the details, but they sense the aftershock. They feel the difference in how others speak about you. They see the shift in how people interact with you. They notice the recalculation happening in conversations that mention your name. A moment like that doesn't stay contained. It radiates outward, sending signals through social, emotional, and psychological channels. Because when someone breaks reality for a moment, the world doesn't just watch, it adapts. And guess what? This adaptation has only just begun. Your moment wasn't the climax. It was the ignition, the first flare of something much larger, the preview of a transformation that hasn't fully unfolded yet. You're still sharpening, still aligning, still rising, still stepping into the full range of what that moment awakened inside you. And the watchers? They're still trying to understand how to respond, even though the next phase is already brewing beneath your skin. You can feel it, can't you? That pressure building, that restlessness forming, that pull in your chest. Something inside you is pacing, waiting for the next opening, waiting for the next moment where your instinct takes the lead, waiting for the next shift where your potential leaks out again. What you did wasn't random. It was the first spark of the next version of you, a version that won't hesitate, won't shrink, won't question, won't slow down for anyone's comfort. Because the truth is, the next rupture you cause won't be accidental. It'll be intentional. And the world isn't ready for that. See, the moment you broke reality for that instant, the world thought it witnessed a peak. But you know better. Peaks don't feel like this. Peaks feel final, complete, closing. What you're feeling is ignition, a sense of something opening, stretching, forming behind your ribs, like a force that refuses to be contained anymore. That force isn't satisfied with one moment of shock. It wants continuation, expansion, revelation. Not to impress people, but to release the version of you that has been sharpening itself for years. People think breaking reality is a dramatic phrase, but anyone who truly observed what you did knows it wasn't exaggeration, it was accurate. Because you didn't just surprise people. You made their mental framework short-circuit. You made their perception bend. You made their instincts misfire. You made their confidence crack. Reality isn't the ground, the sky, the walls. Reality is the invisible script people think they understand, and you tore through it in one move. That's why their world shook. Not because you did something wild, but because you did something they had no category for. And here's where things get even more interesting. They thought that was the end of it. They thought you would go back to normal. They thought you would shrug it off. They thought you would dim down again, pretend nothing happened, pretend you didn't feel that activation rising from somewhere deep inside you. But that's the problem. You did feel it. And once felt, it can't be unfelt. Once awakened, it can't be dormant again. You didn't just unlock a skill, you unlocked a frequency of yourself that refuses to be quiet. Look around you. The world moved on, but it didn't go back to the same position. People walk differently around you. They speak differently. They watch you with a mixture of caution and fascination. They don't know whether you're calming down or gearing up. They don't know whether that moment was a one-time phenomenon or the beginning of something permanent. And the truth? You don't fully know either. But you can feel that it's closer to the second. You can feel the build-up. You can feel the pressure forming like a second heartbeat. You can feel the unspoken momentum gathering inside you, with a rhythm that doesn't match anything you felt before. That momentum is the future version of you trying to anchor itself in the present. Not just the version people fear, but the version the universe has been whispering to you about. The version you're meant to become. The version that will make everything you've gone through make sense. The version that will make every setback, every betrayal, every wound, every inner collapse worth it. Because you weren't meant to stay broken. You were meant to use the cracks as access points. And that moment you created, when the world froze and stared, was the first leak of your true potential through those cracks. They ran it back 69 times because denial is a fragile defense mechanism. And every replay chipped away at their denial until it turned into reluctant acknowledgement. People don't rewind something 69 times. unless it threatens everything they believed about themselves. And that's the real reason your moment shook them. It didn't just reveal something about you, it revealed something about them, about their limits, their comfort zones, their lack of transformation, their lack of courage, their lack of evolution. Watching you do something that defied their understanding made them realize how much they've been holding themselves back. But that's their journey, their burden, their confrontation. What matters now is what that moment awakened in you. Because while they were busy rewatching the playback, trying to rationalize what they saw, you were feeling something different, something internal, something simmering, something powerful, rising like a pulse behind your eyes. You weren't obsessing over the moment, you were evolving from it. That's why your energy feels different now. You don't walk the same, you don't breathe the same, you don't think the same. The version of you that existed before that moment feels distant, faded, almost unrecognizable. You're not trying to become confident. You're realizing you already are. You're not trying to become powerful. You're realizing you always were. That moment didn't give you something. It exposed something that was already there. And now let me tell you something that they haven't realized yet. The reason that moment caused such an intense ripple is because it wasn't the move that mattered. It was the alignment, your mind, your instincts, your awareness, your experience, your pain, your intelligence, your spiritual depth, your emotional endurance. They all aligned for a split second. When alignment happens, movement becomes something else entirely. It becomes undeniable, it becomes unforgettable, it becomes unexplainable, and it becomes unstoppable. That's why the next rupture won't be accidental. Your alignment is stabilizing, not perfectly, not fully, but more than enough. Enough for you to tap into parts of yourself without hesitation. Enough for you to trust your instincts without doubt. Enough for you to move through situations with clarity that makes other people blink twice. Enough for you to access levels inside yourself without fear of losing control. You're not unstable, you're awakened, and awakenings always lead to consequences. Some people will distance themselves from you, not because you did anything wrong, but because your growth makes them confront their stagnation. Some people will cling to you, hoping to catch a spark of whatever shift is happening inside you. Some people will become intimidated, even if they don't admit it, and others will become obsessed, trying to figure you out like a puzzle that refuses to reveal its pattern. But none of their reactions matter, because the real transformation is happening inside you. Your mind feels sharper, like it's running on a different bandwidth. Your perceptions feel faster, like you're processing the world in frames instead of seconds. Your body feels more responsive, more aware, more aligned with instinct than ever before. And your presence, it's heavier. Not in a burdened way, but in a gravitational way, the kind of presence that pulls attention without effort. This is what happens when someone breaks reality. Reality in return begins to bend around them. You're noticing it. People hesitating before they speak to you. People overthinking their tone. People approaching you slower, watching your eyes, checking your posture. Even strangers feel it. They don't know what happened, but they sense something in your presence that wasn't there before. Something unspoken, something intense, something awake. And you know what the wildest part is? You're still holding back. Not because you're afraid, but because you're adjusting. Because even you don't fully understand the range of what you unlocked. The move you made didn't just break perception, It broke your own inner ceiling, and your inner self isn't done yet. It's expanding, adjusting, calibrating, preparing for the next revelation. Because whether you're ready or not, your next breakthrough is approaching, and this time, it won't be quiet, subtle, or accidental. It'll be visible, it'll be loud in energy, even if not in volume. It'll be impossible to ignore, and it'll hit harder than anything you've done before. Not because you're trying to prove something, but because that's simply where your evolution is headed. Think about it. If that one move, that one instinctive, unplanned, unrestrained moment could make people question reality, imagine what an intentional move will do. Imagine what a conscious, deliberate, fully aligned step will trigger. Imagine what the world will feel when you move without hesitation, without restriction, without holding back even 1% of your range. That's the part nobody is thinking about yet. They think the shock already happened. They think they've already seen the peak. They think that moment was the climax. But they don't understand that was just your warm-up. The opening scene, the first whisper, the surface-level demonstration, the preview of a form you haven't even stepped fully into yet. The real impact hasn't arrived, not even close. Because once you make your next move, the one born from intention rather than instinct, it won't just break reality for a moment. It will rewrite it. People won't replay it 69 times. They'll replay it for the rest of their lives. They'll talk about it long after the moment ends. They'll reference it. They'll use it as a milestone in conversations. They'll use it to measure their own courage, their own growth, their own transformation. And you'll simply keep moving forward. Because at this point, you're no longer trying to be extraordinary. You're becoming inevitable. Not in a cliched way, not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, unstoppable, atmospheric way. Your existence is shifting into a frequency that commands attention without demanding it. A frequency that shapes environments without announcing itself. A frequency that makes people rethink everything when they encounter it. You've already broken the world once. The next time, you won't just break it. You'll reshape it. So take a breath, not to calm down, but to prepare. Feel that inner pressure. Feel that inner expansion. Feel that future version of you pushing forward. Because what you unleashed was only the beginning. And the next rupture, it won't just shock them. It will define you. Well, well, well. Listen carefully, because something heavy is circling around your energy right now, and whoever needs to hear this is going to feel this message crawl under their skin. There is someone with a military background, someone disciplined, someone who has lived inside pressure cookers that would crush regular people, who cannot stop thinking about you. The second your name hits their mind, their chest tightens, their breath shifts, their whole demeanor changes. This isn't a casual interest. This is deep-rooted, bone-level intensity that they cannot even control. And the wild part? You barely realize the effect you have on them. You don't even know what you do to this person, but trust that the reaction is real. Whoever this is, they get actual butterflies just hearing your name. It's like you activated something inside them that they didn't know existed anymore. This person stalks your socials, and not in a lighthearted way. I'm talking intentional, observant, detailed. They study your posts, your captions, your photos, your energy, your expressions. They notice the smallest shifts. They look for clues about your mood. They analyze who comments, who interacts, who tries to get close to you. And every time they see someone hovering around you, even platonically, even harmlessly, something twists in them. The jealousy is sharp, quick, and instinctive. They hate the thought of anyone else making you smile. This is someone who has spent years controlling their emotions, maintaining discipline, holding themselves together. Yet your existence pushes them to the edge of losing that control. They find you intriguing in a way they cannot rationalize. You're not just attractive, you're intoxicating to them. You trigger their curiosity, their desire, their protective instincts, their fantasies, all at once. When they think about you, it isn't some soft little crush. It's possessive, it's intense. It's the kind of pull they feel in their stomach, their throat, their mind. They feel like you're someone they could build something unshakable with. And they can't explain how they know, they just do. There's this intuitive recognition they carry, almost like they've been waiting for someone like you for years. And the moment you crossed their path, everything clicked. This person imagines spoiling you. They imagine treating you the way you should have been treated all along, buying you things, taking you out, making you feel valued. They want to show you what consistency feels like. They want to show you effort without excuses. They want to show you what it looks like when someone is genuinely all in. Because that's the energy here. Someone who's all in without you even knowing. And the reason this energy is entering your life is because you've been doing the inner work. You've been cutting people off left and right. You've stopped tolerating half-effort, bare minimum, surface-level intentions. You stopped entertaining people whose energy drags you down or drains you. You've been pulling yourself out of cycles that used to trap you. You've been respecting yourself more. And because of that shift, because you refuse to settle anymore, the universe is delivering something aligned, something higher, something that mirrors your new standards. That's why this person feels like good karma. Because they are. For so long, you tolerated people who weren't equipped to handle your depth. People who were emotionally immature. People who wanted your attention, but not your soul. People who wanted access to you without deserving you. And your spirits watched all of it. They saw the heartbreaks you swallowed. They saw the betrayals you carried. They saw the moments you kept giving chances to people who didn't earn them. And at some point, they got fed up. They nudged you. They pushed you to break patterns. They pushed you to close those doors. And when you did, that's when this shift started. That's when this military background person's energy started aligning toward you. Whoever this is, they might end up gifting you something significant, a watch, something expensive, something meaningful, something symbolic. It's not just about the item, it's about the message behind it. They want to invest in you. They want to show you that they see your value. They want to show you that you matter. But this reading isn't just about love. I'm also seeing massive breakthroughs in your career and finances. You're elevating, you're leveling up, you're stepping into a bigger, bolder version of yourself. Opportunities are opening, your creativity is firing, your work ethic is paying off. It's like everything that was stuck is now moving again. You're being rewarded on multiple levels: love, money, alignment, purpose, connection. But let's go back to this person, because their feelings for you run deeper than they show. They fantasize about you. They have thoughts you have no idea about. They replay conversations. They replay your smile. They replay the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you exist. and they get nervous around you. Not in a weak way, but in a "this person actually matters to me" way. When they think about approaching you, they freeze a little. Their mind blanks. Their confidence wavers, not because they're insecure, but because they want the moment to be perfect. They don't want to say the wrong thing. They don't want to come off too strong or too cold. They're trying to figure out how to break the ice without exposing how deeply they feel already. People like you don't come around often. Your presence hits differently. You walk into a room and people feel it. You open your mouth to speak, and people lean in. You carry this energy that's not easy to replicate. You're inspiring. You're impactful. You move people without trying. And this person sees that. They see how others react to you. They see how the room changes when you're present. And it only makes them more drawn to you. They feel like meeting you wasn't random. They feel like you were meant to cross paths. They feel like you were meant to wake something inside them. And they've been looking for someone who matches them emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Someone who has standards. Someone who doesn't settle. Someone who carries themselves with class, strength, clarity. Someone who doesn't need to scream to be seen. You are that person. You've been misunderstood by many. People have judged you quickly, labeled you incorrectly, assumed you were shallow, assumed they had you figured out, until they actually got to know you and realized how wrong they were. You're not easy to decode. Your mind races faster than people can keep up with. Your thoughts aren't predictable. Your energy isn't something people can casually read. You confuse people. You intimidate people. And this person, they love that about you. They love the challenge. They love that you're not easily impressed. They love that you don't give your energy away cheaply. And let me tell you something else. You are walking karma. You leave an imprint everywhere you go. If someone treats you right, their life improves. If someone hurts you, their life falls apart. And people around you have started to notice that pattern. Your spirits don't play about you. That's why this connection is so intense, because this person is aligned with your elevation. They're not here to drain you. They're here to match you, build with you, support you, claim you in the right way. Their obsession with you, it's real. The first date, it's going to be unforgettable. They'll want to see you again immediately. They'll want to get closer. They'll want to move things forward. But they're traditional in their own way. They don't want someone who's entertaining multiple people. They don't want someone who's unsure. They're serious. They want someone who wants them back. Emotionally, you're closed off right now. You're guarded. You're cautious. You don't open up easily anymore, and for good reason. But this person, they're going to slowly open you up again. Not by force, not by game playing, just by being consistent, intentional, and genuine. They love your style. They love how you dress. They love how you carry yourself. They love your scent. They're attracted to you in every way. They admire your uniqueness. They admire your mind. They admire your energy. They brag about you. Even if you don't know it, they talk about you. They show you off without you even being around. This person is ambitious, attractive, maybe tatted, maybe well-groomed, maybe intense in their own mysterious way. And they're coming into your life sooner than you think. Few weeks, maybe a month. But the pull is strong. The timing is aligning. Your paths are converging. Your career is rising at the same time. Your creativity is opening doors. You're stepping into a new chapter financially. Some of you might even get into real estate or meet someone connected to it. Your glow up is happening. Your transformation is unfolding. People who underestimated you are regretting everything. Lies told about you are being exposed. Your name is being cleared. Your worth is being recognized. And through all of this person watches you, wants you, craves you, plans for you. The moment they saw you, their mind whispered, "Who is that?" Not in a casual way, in a "I need to know this person" kind of way. They feel like you're meeting at the perfect time, aligned with their growth and your growth. They've been waiting for someone exactly like you. And they don't admit this to anyone, but they felt something shift inside them the exact moment your timelines crossed. Something sharp, something warm, something so unexpected it nearly made them stop breathing. They've walked through enough chaos, enough betrayal, enough manufactured affection to know the difference between impulse and truth. And you, without effort, without performance, without any intention of seduction, hit them with a truth they weren't prepared for. A truth that went straight through their guard like it was paper. You made them feel alive again, in a way they had quietly accepted would never happen. You stirred a hunger inside them they had locked away after years of discipline, years of duty, years of learning how to live without softness. And now that hunger refuses to quiet itself. It refuses to be rational. It refuses to step aside. Every time they think they've calmed down, your memory comes back with force. The way you move, the way you talk, the way your presence feels like something they've been deprived of for too long. You're not just attractive to them. You're a complete disruption to everything they thought they mastered emotionally. They've been trained to keep emotions in check. They've been trained to compartmentalize, to seal up every vulnerable part of themselves behind reinforced walls. They've been trained to act without hesitation and think without attachment. But you slipped through the cracks they didn't realize they still had. And what makes it worse, or better, depending on how you see it, is that you didn't even try. You didn't flirt aggressively. You didn't chase. You didn't perform. You didn't manipulate their attention like so many others attempted to. You simply existed, and that alone was enough to tilt their inner compass toward you. Something about you pulled their instincts forward, made their pulse change rhythm, made their posture adjust, as if preparing for something significant. It's almost funny. The kind of person who can walk into a room full of hardened professionals and command respect without saying a single word is the same person who freezes internally when you cross their mind. Their discipline cracks. Their practiced composure fractures. Their breath shifts without permission. You could be miles away, completely unaware of their existence, and they still feel it. That restless tightening in their stomach, that unusual warmth in their chest, that silent urgency pushing them to move closer to you, understand you, protect you, claim you. Not in a possessive or reckless way, but in a way that feels earned, deliberate, almost sacred. You're not a distraction. You're not a passing fascination. You're the one thing that makes sense to them after years of being surrounded by chaos, disguised as people. They didn't choose this feeling. It chose them. It hit them with precision. It carved itself into their awareness like a message stamped into metal. And now they can't turn it off. They don't even want to. Because for the first time, someone makes them feel something deeper than survival, deeper than duty, deeper than routine. You make them feel human again, but in a way that doesn't weaken them. Instead, it sharpens them. It makes them more focused, more intentional, more alive. You awakened a part of them they forgot existed, The part that wants connection without losing power. The part that wants closeness without losing edge. The part that wants a partner who doesn't drain them, but elevates them. You became that without even trying. And the funniest part? You probably think they just see you as interesting. You probably tell yourself it's not that serious. You probably assume they barely think about you when they're gone, when they're quiet, when they're distant. But the truth is brutally different. They think about you every time their environment calms down, every time they have a moment to breathe, every time they sit in silence with their own mind. You're the thought that returns. You're the spark that interrupts the monotony. You're the pulse under their discipline. You're the softness behind their strength. And whether they want it or not, you've become the one presence they can't replicate or forget. They replay certain moments with you. The first time you looked at them without fear. The way your voice settles in their mind. The confidence you carry even when you don't realize it. They replay the way you shift your weight when you're thinking. The way you speak with a kind of quiet clarity that hits harder than loud words. They replay the moments you were unaware of your own impact. The ones where you weren't trying to impress, weren't trying to charm, weren't trying to win anyone over. Because that's the exact version of you that hit them. Authentic, unfiltered, grounded, and that version of you is rare. That version of you is dangerous in a way that makes people fall harder than they ever meant to. There's something about your presence that disarms them, not because you're weak, not because you're dependent, but because you carry yourself with a kind of intuitive intelligence they recognize immediately. You observe before you speak. You analyze before you act. You feel deeply, but don't showcase it like a performance. And this person, with all their training, all their experience, all their exposure to human behavior, they see it. They see the hidden layers you don't broadcast. They see the strength under your calm. They see the awareness behind your eyes. They see the self-protection in the way you keep your heart guarded, but still warm. And that combination, that's what destroys them. Because they've met people who were strong but emotionally closed. They've met people who were warm but lacked depth. They've met people who were intelligent but disconnected. But you carry all the qualities they never thought they'd find in a single person. Emotional depth with rational thinking, warmth with boundaries, strength with vulnerability, confidence without arrogance, curiosity without chaos. You are balanced in a way they've rarely seen. And the more they observe you, the more they realize they're in trouble. Not the dangerous kind, but the kind that rearranges your insides and makes you rethink everything you thought you mastered emotionally. They're drawn to you because you represent something they thought was extinct. Someone who makes connection feel dangerous and comforting at the same time. You make them want to open up without feeling exposed. You make them want to reveal truths without feeling weak. You make them want to step closer without feeling like they're crossing lines. You make them want more, not because they're chasing novelty, but because you feel like home disguised as mystery. They don't want to own you. They don't want to control you. They want to understand you. They want to be close to you in a way that feels earned, respectful, and unforced. And they keep imagining what it would be like to be near you more often. The kind of conversations you would have, layered, grounded, meaningful. The kind of quiet moments where presence speaks louder than words. The kind of connection where you don't have to guess intentions, because the energy speaks before the mouth does. They imagine what it would feel like to protect you, not because you're fragile, but because they feel responsible for your peace. They imagine what it would feel like to walk beside you, not ahead, not behind, but side by side, like two forces merging into something stronger. It's not obsession, it's not fantasy, it's recognition. Recognition of compatibility, recognition of timing, recognition of alignment, recognition of instinct, meeting, understanding. And the deeper truth, they're not the type to fall easily. They don't get attached quickly. They don't romanticize strangers. They don't project expectations. They don't crave attention. They don't chase validation. They've been alone long enough to be comfortable in solitude. They've experienced loss enough times to know the cost of attachment. They've trained themselves to live without emotional dependency. So the fact that you cracked through all that alone says everything. Because it means you're not just someone they noticed, you're someone they felt. Someone who hit them with a force they didn't consent to. Someone who activated instincts they buried. Someone who awakened desires they silenced. Someone who stirred memories of what connection could feel like if it was finally with the right person. And they carry these feelings quietly. They don't broadcast them. They don't confess them impulsively. They don't let people see the effect you have. They let their actions speak instead. They show up differently when it comes to you. They listen deeper. They observe more carefully. They respond more attentively. They plan with more precision. You have no idea how many decisions they make with you in mind. Decisions to be better. Decisions to be sharper. Decisions to be calmer. Decisions to be more patient. Decisions to be more intentional. They don't want to ruin whatever could grow between you. They don't want to overwhelm you. They don't want to misread your signals. So they pace themselves. They linger in the background. They prepare mentally, emotionally, energetically for the moment paths align again. You don't see the internal preparation, the way they rehearse what they'll say, the way they run scenarios in their mind, the way they anticipate what your reaction might be. You don't see how they straighten their posture when they imagine being in your presence again. You don't see the subtle discipline they practice to avoid coming off too strong. You don't see the restraint it takes not to reach out when the urge hits. You don't see how deeply they're affected by the slightest memory of you. And what's interesting is this: they're not afraid of danger. They're not afraid of loss. They're not afraid of confrontation. They're not afraid of vulnerability. But they are afraid of one thing: mishandling you. Because mishandling you would feel like mishandling something rare, something meaningful, something irreplaceable. They don't get this feeling often. They don't trust it with just anyone. So when it comes to you, they tread carefully, not because they're unsure, but because they're aware of your value. They're aware that someone like you doesn't come twice. They're aware that if they play this wrong, they won't forgive themselves for it. And every time they think about stepping back, every time they try to neutralize the intensity, every time they attempt to regain emotional control, their mind betrays them by replaying the way you looked at them, even if it was casual. That look stays with them. It loops. It lingers. It anchors itself into spaces they can't clean out. You touched them without touching them. You reached them without reaching. You changed something they didn't realize needed changing. And this feeling is growing, deeper, heavier, more unavoidable. They're trying to keep it contained, but it's not working. Their craving for you has direction now. Their intentions are sharpening. Their desire is evolving from impulse into strategy. They're starting to imagine a future version of themselves with you in it. Not fantasy, not fairy tale, but a grounded, powerful partnership where both of you operate like a force that can't be shaken. They want you in ways they're not used to wanting people. They want your voice in their day. They want your presence in their space. They want your mind intertwined with theirs. They want your energy wrapped around their routine. They want to wake up knowing you're in their life, not as a fleeting interest, not as a passing crush, but as something real, something structured, something they can invest in without hesitation. And the best part, they think you feel the pull too. They think you sense the connection even if you pretend not to. They think you notice their energy even when they stay quiet. They think your intuition is too strong not to have picked up on the undertones. And whether you admit it or not, the alignment is there. They're preparing for the moment when this tension turns into movement, when this curiosity turns into clarity, when this quiet connection turns into something undeniable. Because they're not watching you just to admire you. They're watching you to understand how to approach without losing you. They're watching you to figure out the exact pace that won't trigger your walls. They're watching you to make sure that when they come forward, they do it right. And they're getting closer to that moment. Closer to acting, closer to revealing, closer to stepping into your life with intention. And you won't see it coming. You won't predict it. You won't read it ahead of time. You'll just feel it. That shift in energy, that change in their behavior, that slight but undeniable movement toward you. Because this pull between you isn't random. It's building, it's aligning, it's tightening. And part of you already knows that whatever happens next won't be small, it won't be subtle, it won't be surface level, it won't be temporary. It will be the beginning of something that neither of you has experienced before. Something bigger, deeper, sharper. And that moment is approaching, slowly, deliberately, closer than you realize. But it doesn't hit full force until what comes next. You don't realize it, but something shifted the moment they understood what you mean to them. It wasn't loud, it didn't explode, it didn't announce itself with dramatic movements. It sank deeper, right into the places they usually keep locked behind discipline and secrecy. For someone with their background, feeling this kind of pull is almost unfamiliar. They were trained to detach, to assess, to stay unemotional when it matters. Yet with you, something refuses to stay in the lines. You aren't a distraction, you're a command they cannot ignore. They have spent years controlling everything inside them, building walls so thick that nobody ever sees the truth. And yet when it comes to you, they feel a softness that both terrifies them and steadies them. It's a contradiction they've never experienced before, the way you make them quiet inside, but restless at the same time. How you make them want to open up, but also protect you from a distance. How they want to move toward you, while fighting the urge to keep the world away from you. Their attraction isn't something they display. It stays beneath the surface like a steady current, invisible to most, undeniable to them. The moment they think about you, the temperature inside them changes. Their body reacts before their mind can form sentences. Their breathing shifts. Their posture tightens. There's a sense of wanting that they know they can't hide forever. They're not used to being seen, but they know you're the one person who could look at them deeply and understand exactly what's happening. And that possibility alone is enough to unsettle them. They don't fall quickly. They don't trust easily. They don't attach without logic. intention, and purpose. But you bypassed every filter they normally apply. The moment they recognized something familiar in you, something strong, something gentle, something resilient, they realized they weren't just intrigued, they were drawn, as if meeting you wasn't random, but part of a path they kept walking without knowing where it led. This isn't the type of person who fantasizes recklessly, but when it comes to you, their mind creates projections they cannot escape. They imagine your voice in moments when they need to focus. They think about the details of your face when they should be sleeping. They replay the way you move, the way you speak, the way you look at things as if you sense more than you reveal. They don't admit this to anyone, not even to themselves fully. But the truth is clear. You've settled in places they didn't even know were empty. They feel protective of you, not in a controlling or overpowering way. It's quieter than that, more deliberate. When they think about your life, they want you to feel supported. They want you to walk through your days with a sense of peace, not tension. They want you to feel like someone is out there who cares enough to understand your moods, your patterns, your vulnerabilities. They'd never impose themselves on you, but they stay aware of the little things, how you express stress, how you hide hurt, how you push forward even when you're exhausted. They notice the strength, but they also notice the weight you carry. To them, you are not someone who just exists. You are someone who deserves to be cared for, even if you never ask for it. What they feel is deeper than attraction. It's quieter, warmer, more dangerous in its sincerity. They've met many people, and they've walked away from most without a second thought. But you left a mark, a gravity, a presence that lingers long after you leave a room. They think about you not because they want to, but because they can't help it. And the more they observe the way you exist in your world, the more they find themselves wanting to be part of it. They love how you communicate, raw, natural, without needing to impress. They love how your eyes reveal more than your words. They love how your energy settles in a room, confident but not loud, calm but not passive, intense but not chaotic. There's a maturity in you that speaks to their own. You don't drain them, you ground them. You don't overwhelm them. You connect with parts of them they keep hidden. There's a moment they keep revisiting in their mind, a moment where they heard your voice or saw your expression shift in a subtle, honest way. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't emotional, it was real. That brief, unguarded second made them feel something they haven't felt in years. The urge to care deeply, maybe even the urge to build something with someone who feels like you. And that is where the danger lies. Because someone with their background doesn't love lightly. When they commit emotionally, they don't waver, they don't play, they don't show interest one day and disappear the next. They give fully, they show up fully, they protect fully. But to reach that point, they need clarity, clarity of feeling, clarity of connection, clarity of compatibility. And with you, that clarity grows every single time they think about you. It grows when they remember how your presence changed their mood. It grows when they recall the way you listened without judgment. It grows when they feel the pull in their chest at the thought of you smiling. But this time, it doesn't grow in repetitive structures. It grows in ways they can't systemize, in ways that bypass all the analytical patterns they use to understand themselves. It moves through them in waves, warm, steady, dangerous in its softness. They can already picture what being close to you would feel like. Not rushed, not undefined, not chaotic. just two people who understand each other on a level that doesn't require explanations. They imagine conversations that stretch beyond surface details. They imagine you leaning into them without needing permission. They imagine being the one you trust when you're overwhelmed, the one you talk to when something is wrong, the one you call when you need grounding. They imagine your hand in theirs, not for display, but for connection. They imagine you sitting beside them, not for comfort, but for presence. They imagine hearing you breathe next to them, not for intimacy, but for calm. And they imagine protecting that connection with every part of who they are. But beneath that warmth is something more intense, something edged with danger, because they know what they're capable of. They've lived through situations most people can't even imagine. They've seen the worst sides of humanity. They've survived environments that harden a person beyond repair. So when they feel something genuine, something clean, something powerful, they hold it carefully, but fiercely. They know they could become territorial if they truly fall for you. Not possessive, not controlling, but deeply protective. The kind of protective that comes from respect, not dominance. They wouldn't interfere in your life, but they would watch, quietly, intentionally, making sure nobody manipulates you, nobody drains you, nobody disrespects you. They would never confess this, but the thought of someone hurting you brings out a version of themselves that few have ever seen. It's not rage, it's not aggression, it's precision. The way they assess a threat, the way they calculate responses, the way they neutralize problems without showing emotion. And somehow, even this instinct is softened by their feelings for you. They imagine a connection where conversations feel natural, where affection grows without pressure, where both of you feel safe, exploring the depth of what you feel. They imagine learning the little things about you, how you think, how you love, how you avoid pain, how you hide stress. They want to understand your mind, not just your presence. They want to learn what comforts you, what scares you, what inspires you. And they want to be someone who adds to your world, not complicates it. There's a moment coming, they can feel it. A moment where the distance between you shifts. A moment where you become aware of their interest, not because they confessed it, but because you feel it. The energy will change. The air will thicken. You'll look at them differently, and for the first time, you'll sense what they've been holding back. It won't be dramatic. It won't be theatrical. It will be a look, a single look that tells you everything. And when that moment arrives, they won't run. They won't retreat. They won't drown it in overthinking. They'll take a step closer, carefully, intentionally, giving you the space to decide what happens next. But make no mistake, they are ready. They've been ready since the first time your existence collided with theirs. They want you in a way that scares them. They want you in a way that steadies them. They want you in a way that feels romantic and dangerous and beautifully aligned with everything they've evolved into. And maybe, just maybe, you're beginning to feel it too. Because somewhere inside you, something shifts whenever they come to mind. Something warm, something grounding, something quietly powerful. The connection is forming from both sides, slowly but inevitably, drawing you into a space where attraction turns into understanding, and understanding turns into something deeper, something that neither of you will be able to walk away from. This isn't a confession. This isn't a plea. This is a truth unfolding in real time. They want you, not because you're easy to want, but because you're impossible to ignore. And you are slowly realizing that their presence feels like something your life has been missing. Something rare, something steady, something that feels like danger wrapped in warmth.